Time check! It's English O'Clock! Ang pag-aaral ng English upang madaling matutunan, bakit hindi natin simplihan? Halika! Manood at makinig sa English Teacher ni Juan!
Kung bago ka pa lang sa channel na to, huwag kang matakot. I made learning English easy for you. Please like, comment, and subscribe. At pakishare mo na rin sa iba para marami pang mga Juan na gaya mo ang matuto. Hello everyone! It's another learning opportunity na naman, dear learners. For today's lesson, you will learn how to develop a paragraph that illustrates different text types. Are you ready? Come, watch and learn in this video. The target most essential learning competency for this video is developing paragraph that illustrates different text types. Are you ready? Let's begin! We already have talked about paragraph and paragraph writing in our previous lesson. In this video, we will be talking about different text types which are essential to know about when writing paragraphs. These different text types are the following: narrative, expository, explanatory, factual and personal recount, and persuasive text type. Let us start with the first type, the narrative text type. A narrative paragraph helps tell the story and keeps the story moving. Narrative paragraphs will include action, events, and exciting descriptive words. These paragraphs help keep the reader engaged in the story. Narrative paragraphs are similar to descriptive paragraphs, and a paragraph may actually be both at once. But a narrative paragraph tends to offer the reader more background information such as past events that lead up to or cause events in the story. These are also very important paragraphs for fiction writers as they help the reader to see the whole picture. Purpose: to entertain the readers through telling a story. Language: written in first-person or third-person perspective. Written in the past or present tense, uses creative language to create an image in the minds of the readers. Structure: there is a beginning and ending, characters, setting, conflict, and resolution. The events are arranged in chronological order. Here is an example of a narrative paragraph. This past weekend, I had a time of my life. First, Friday night, I had my best friend over and we made a delicious, mouth-watering pizza. After we ate, we had a friendly video game competition. On Saturday, my dad took us out on the boat. The weather was perfect and the water was warm. It was a great day to go for a swim. Later that night, we went to the movies. We saw an action-packed thriller and ate a lot of popcorn. Finally, on Sunday, we rode our bikes all over town. By the end of the day, my legs were very tired. I only hope the next weekend can be as fun as this one. This paragraph tells a story of how one spent his or her weekend with a best friend by telling the chronological order of events that happened. Since it happened in the past, notice the tense of verb that is used. The verbs are in the past form. Next is the expository paragraph. This type of paragraph explains something or provides instruction. It could also describe a process and move the reader step by step through a method. This type of paragraph often requires research, but it's possible that the writer is able to rely on his or her own knowledge and expertise. In short, it is a type of text that informs, explains, and describes the subject to the readers by providing factual information from reliable sources. Examples of this may include reports, textbooks, historical, economic, or scientific information. The purpose of this type is to simplify and expose things, ideas, persons, and places through educational and purposeful facts. Language uses language that focuses on the subject. Written in the past or present tense. Structure uses signal words. Diagrams, charts, and illustrations can be used to support or replace text. Also, it uses bullet points or numbers. Here is a sample paragraph. All toilet flush tanks work about the same. When the toilet is flushed, the trip handle lifts the tank bowl, opening the outlet and letting water flow into the bowl. When the tank is nearly empty, the ball falls back in place over the outlet. The float falls with the water level, opening the water supply inlet valve just as the outlet is being closed, and the tank is refilled through the filler tube. Water also flows through the bowl refill tube into the overflow pipe to replenish trapped sealing water. As the water level in the tank nears the top of the overflow pipe, the float closes the inlet valve, completing the cycle. This paragraph from Reader's Digest Complete Do-It-Yourself Manual gives detailed information about how the water moves through a toilet when it is flushed. It's instructive, and if you like this kind of thing, it may even be interesting. The third type of paragraph is the explanatory paragraph. It is a type of text that gives explanation on a process of how and why something happens. Examples of this are instructions, procedures, and directions. An explanatory paragraph offers the reader information on a certain subject. These paragraphs may contain directions or might describe a process in a logical, linear manner. Explanatory paragraphs are also factual in nature and are not a common tool for fiction writers. A how-to article is an example of a piece of writing that would use these paragraphs. Purpose: to explain what, how, and why a certain thing happened. Language: written in present tense. Uses technical terminologies. Uses action verbs. Structure: begins with an opening statement that introduces the subject to be delved into. Here is an example. How is cheese made? The general principles of making cheese from milk have changed little for nearly 3,000 years. The aroma, texture, and taste of cheese depend on slight variations of the process used to produce it. But all methods consist of 2 to 4 basic steps. The first step consists of the coagulation of the protein casein by adding acid or enzyme to the milk. Next, the liquid cold whey is drained, leaving a semi-solid cheese called curds, which may be eaten in this form or processed further. All soft or cream cheeses are of this type. Hard cheese undergoes 2 additional steps in the process. The semi-solid cheese is matured until it reaches the required level of acidity, at which time it is salted and pressed into forms or molds to give it the distinctive shape and size of a particular cheese. The final step is the aging process, during which the world's most famous cheeses acquire their unique flavors from the place and length of storage. This paragraph explains the process of making cheese. Now, let us proceed to the next type: factual and personal recount. Recount paragraph is a paragraph which retells past events or experience for the purpose of informing or entertaining. This could include personal events, factual incidents, or imaginary incidents. The purpose of a recount is to list and describe past experiences by retelling events in the order in which they happened. Recounts are written to retell events with purpose of informing your audience. There are two types of recounts. Personal recount. A personal recount is when the writer is involved. This is a type of text that retells an action, interest, event, or activity. Examples of this may include diary journal, personal letter, anecdote, biography. The purpose is to build a relationship between the readers and the writer by providing information that the latter has been personally involved. Language. Uses first-person pronoun. Uses action verbs. Uses everyday language. Written in the past tense. Structure. Gives details to who, what, when, where, and why. Arranged in chronological order so it has a beginning, middle, and an end. A factual recount is a recount where the writer is not in the recount but the structure is the same as a personal recount because it has a beginning, middle, and end. It is a type of text that gives useful facts and information on a certain subject, topic, or issue. Examples of these are news reports, interviews, and history. Its purpose is to give information by means of facts to explore different point of views on a given subject. Language used. Written in present tense. Uses formal language. Title is written in question form. Structure. Provides background information on the issue or topic. Gives details about what, who, when, or where of a subject. The difference between a personal recount and a factual recount is that a personal recount is a personal moment that you have experienced, and a factual recount is when it's a moment that the writer has not experienced but has seen or thinks it is interesting to write about. Here is a sample paragraph of a personal recount. A visit to Lembongan Island. My friends and I went to one of the well-known island in Bali, Lembongan. We visited mangrove in which we could enjoy mangrove and its population that protected some parts of Lembongan Island. Gala-Gala Underground House was the second place where we took pleasure in. Furthermore, it was an outstanding human-made building which was ever made. The third place which showed the Almighty of the God was Sunset Beach, in which we were presented by miraculous natural view that spoiled our eyes. In addition, we could taste gorgeous sunset. Therefore, we really loved the trip and were looking forward to visiting other interesting places in Lembongan Island. What an enjoyable trip it was! Notice the use of personal pronoun I and we in this paragraph. Now, this is an example of a factual recount. On the 25th of April 1975, bystanders in 9 northwestern European countries witnessed a brilliant fireball descending slowly into the Earth's atmosphere. The fireball began as a brightening point of light over central Switzerland, but rapidly gained in brilliance and developed a tail containing showers of sparks. It moved north-northwest over Germany, descending on a very shallow trajectory and reaching a peak brightness over Dusseldorf. After crossing the Dutch border, the fireball began to break up at a height of about 25 kilometers over a point just east of Arnhem. Finally, it suffered a brilliant terminal burst at 17 kilometers over the Nordostpolder, flying into a shower of rapidly decelerating fragments. Field searches in the area were undertaken, but to the continuing puzzlement of scientists, no fresh fallen meteorites were found. Lastly, the persuasive paragraph. A persuasive paragraph is one in which the writer is actually giving his own opinion on a certain subject or topic and seeks to convince the reader to agree. Persuasive paragraphs will also include facts and opinion that help to back up the writer's opinion. These paragraphs often show up in speeches or editorial essays, advertisement, commercial, editorial, and other forms of writing where the main goal is persuasion. In fiction, use these paragraphs to convince the reader to feel a certain way toward a character, place, or event, perhaps a different way than they may have felt earlier in the story. So again, its purpose is to encourage or convince the readers of the merits of adopting a particular viewpoint or taking a specific course of action. Language. Written in the simple present tense. Uses concession, comparison, and cause-effect subordinating conjunctions like therefore, because of this proves that. Structure. States opinion on a specific topic. Uses facts and evidence to support arguments. Sample persuasive paragraph. The best vacation is a trip to the beach. There is a lot to do at the beach. You can go swimming, build a sand castle, or maybe even go surfing. The beach is very relaxing. Many people enjoy listening to the sound of the ocean and lying in the sun. When you plan your next vacation, be sure to remember that the beach is your best choice. This paragraph is trying to convince you, the reader, that going to the beach is the best way to enjoy your next vacation based on his own point of view. Now that you know these different text types, it will be easier for you to write an effective paragraph.
So did you learn something today? Sure ako na hindi ka na nosebleed. If you want more of this video tutorial and learn English in a light speed, huwag kalimutang mag-subscribe at i-turn on ang notification button para updated ka sa mga bagong lessons. Ako ang teacher mo, ang English teacher ni Juan. Class dismissed! See ya!